So yeah, my final thoughts are I enjoyed KinUbiCon, and would I recommend? Like again, I mean, would I do it again next year? I mean, the community. It was well, it wasn't really. It was a convention. It was like SatCon, like where it's like a small venue. It's not like at a hotel necessarily.
KinUbiCon has been pretty small recently. I've been to KinUbiCon for about a few years in the past, and yeah, I can tell you right now, Kinubi is it's the closest convention I've been to, but at the same time, it's the smallest.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say it's yeah. I mean, I would compare it to SatCon because it was just this very small venue. One of the interesting ones are whenever they do them at county fairs, like in at the Sonoma County Fair, they have Toy Con, and I went to one of those. It was okay. Like I appreciate like the effort that they put into those shows, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. They feel kind of limited, and they one year they got Stan Lee's daughter, who I guess apparently she's a controversial figure because of yeah, apparently she didn't treat her dad good or something when he was like getting old.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know all that when I met her. But, I mean, she seemed nice. I didn't have any. I mean, she knew nothing about her dad's characters, but that's. I mean, just because you're a fan of kids grow up to be wrestlers or kids grow up to be musicians doesn't mean all your kids want to follow their own career path. In fact, Ringo Starr wasn't like encouraging his son to be a drummer, but he chose to do that himself because he got his godfather was the Who's drummer Keith Moon, and he taught him to play the drums actually, not his dad. Um, I mean, when he picked it up, I'm sure his dad taught him a cool few moves, but yeah, no, JC Lee. She's again. I didn't have any like conflict. The only thing I thought was she had a dog with her, and I suggested like her naming it after her. Like I don't know. Like I feel like after 40, I don't know. I think she was like 50 or 60 when she attended the con. Like I would figure she would know some things about her father's creations. She was trying to think of a name for the dog. I'm like, hey, what about like Scarlet Witch? And it's like, oh, I don't want my dog to be named after a witch, or what about just Scarlet? But then I asked, I did ask her. I remember I always liked asking her this question, and I feel like I got my answer like 2 months later after I went to the convention, to the Sacramento convention. So the question was, um, what's your favorite cameo of your dad's in the movies? And then she answered, it hasn't happened yet. And then lo and behold, 2 months later, X-Men Apocalypse comes out, and it wasn't a great X-Men movie, but you know what cameo? I'm gonna ask you guys right now. You know what cameo that was?
I don't remember because I only watched it once.
It was the one with Stan and his wife June, Joan.
Really?
It's the one, yeah, where they both make the cameo. And I would, I mean, I don't think I haven't asked her if that's what her favorite cameo is, but I would be remiss to think it wouldn't be. Like I would have to be. It's both their parents. It's not just their dad. It's both their parents holding each other. And I know. Listen, Joan. I keep calling her Joan.
Oh yeah, wasn't it the one where Stanley and June like kind of look up in
Yeah, they're
space,
holding.
like
They're yeah,
gazing up in awe or something like
yeah,
that?
they're holding each other, and
I remember that. Yeah,
yeah, that was both.
it all comes back now.
That makes
That was his wife.
that was his wife. And I think
Oh
that would be.
shit.
I would think that would be JC's favorite cameo because it was both her parents. That would make sense to me. It just seems like common sense. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but I would think yeah, like just because obviously she's not a comic fan or nerd, and she's trying to make a living going to these conventions. But I would imagine just because it's both of her parents, if it was both my parents, like I mean, would you okay? I'll ask first. I'm gonna ask Omid this question, and then I'll ask Tammy this other question. Um, if you're okay, let's say okay, there's two movies coming out,
Mm-hmm.
Batman and Spider Man, and you find out your mom has a cameo, and then the sequel comes out and it's just Spider Man, but both your parents make cameos. Which one is going to be your favorite cameo?
Okay, okay. Can you repeat the question?
Okay, so Batman Spider Man team up movie,
Yeah.
just your mom shows up in it. Solo Spider Man movie is the follow up, but both your parents are in it. Which one would be your favorite cameo?
I would say, like since I'm much closer to my mom, I would say the one that it has just my mom.
Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense in some ways because because yeah, it's also Batman and Spider Man. That's never happened in real life, so it's like it happens in the scenario. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I could see that.
Like honestly, yeah. If DC and Marvel were to ever call a truce and and join up together to make their movie, and that becomes reality, then yeah, you know how down would be see cameo or not.
Yeah, I guess because yeah, I know like I love my parents equally. I have completely different relationships with them, but yeah, I mean if they were for me, I guess if they were both in a movie, I'd be happy. I mean the other thing is I can like one movie over the other, even though it's just one of them. But I could still have my preference of seeing both. Because I think Stan and June, yeah, they stayed together until death. Because June died. Joan, I keep calling her June because probably because of Tammy's character. Joan died a year before Stan, and then kind of like similar, kind of funny what happened with Brian Wilson. His wife died a year before he did, and then Stan Lee died a year after his wife. So it was very. And you know I should be maybe I guess I forgot to say this. I want to just publicly send my condolences to you and your family. I know you had a passing in your just recently in your family. So
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the kind words. Yeah, she was a kind soul. God rest her soul.
yeah, and I think she was the same age. Stan was 95 too. So 95 is a good. It's definitely a long life. Like you know, my
That's like nearly a century, man.
yeah,
Nearly a century.
yeah, you're 1/16 of the way there. It's like you can't. Yeah, still. I mean, it's like Brian Wilson was 9 days from turning 83, but many people thought he wouldn't make it to 43. So the fact that he was almost 83 when he died, it's tough because people have bad health problems and
It comes down to old age. Yeah.
the old age and their health habits too. Because my health habits is I honestly don't know. Like the strange thing about Brian Wilson's passing is all of his immediate family members. He lived the oldest out of all of them because his mom was 80. His dad died at 55. His youngest brother was 51, and his middle brother, his oldest younger brother, was 39 because Dennis died in a drowning in the marina. So everyone thought he would be like everyone thought he would be the first to go, and he ended up being the last to go. So you just don't know. You never know. And then you also got people like certain administrations that are in charge. Like you're surprised that they're still alive, and they have bad eating habits too, like eating McDonald's every day with a Diet Coke. Like that can't be healthy to eat.
How's he still alive?
I don't get it either. Yeah, but then again, it just goes to show death is unpredictable. But if you make it to an age like 95, I mean, even if you make it to 85, like my great grandma made it to 85. My grandma only made it to 80. My other grandma made it to 89, and my grandpa, my mom's maternal grandpa made it to 79, and my other grandma was 89, and my other grandfather was 91. So it's the age because you just like it's a crapshoot. It's unpredictable. You never know when it's going to happen. It just happens one day, and we don't know when it is. But 95, no, I mean, in some ways it's a sad occasion, but at the same time, it's a celebratory occasion because she got to live a long, prospering life.
Yeah. Thank you.
And so I know. Let's see. We got to wrap this up, but I guess I'll ask this question. So overall, I know you said you haven't seen my UbiCon performance yet, but what was your opinion on the Mag West performance? Me and Gammy did.
My opinion on the Mag West one was like, dude, you nailed the British accent down to the T, and you nailed the character down to the T. Like brunch, 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 brunch.
Oh yeah, tea and brunch.
Tea and brunch, everyone. And you know what?
Love,
Life. Love is the meaning of life. Life is the meaning of love. All right, let's finish this podcast off. The three of us, everybody. Love is the meaning of life. Life is the meaning of love. Love is the meaning of life.
Life is the meaning of love. Life is the meaning of
Hold
love.
my hand, yeah. All right. Peace.
Peace out.
Tea and lunch.